Run It Back Nation, what is good, man? We're going to talk some NBA. We're going to look at my playoff bracket and decide if it's terrible or still has a chance. A couple of things specifically. NIkola Jokic did exactly what I said he had to do yesterday, and the Nuggets pull it off in miraculous, possibly historic fashion. And the Rockets over the Warriors might be the worst pick I've ever made, and Jalen Green is pissing me off. Here is my bracket. The Lakers Wolves is still, I guess, up in the air. Rockets Warriors, I'm done. I don't have any faith in the Houston Rockets, so I lost that one. Pistons Knicks still up in the air. Bucks Pacers, I'm going to get right. Miami Heat Cleveland, I'm going to get right. Magic Celtics, I'm going to get right. Denver LA, Denver takes one game up. We got Thunder swept the Memphis Grizzlies. So I'm really only two series, that are not looking hot. No, the Nuggets tied the series 2-2, my bad, with that game winner last night. Minnesota leads 2-1. Rockets down 2-1. I don't know what the Rockets can do to turn that around. They just don't have enough offensive firepower, man. It rests on the shoulders of Jalen Green, and we're all witnessing what Rockets fans have been saying for a long time, that he's just the most inconsistent player ever. He is very young, but yeah, so there's the updated bracket. Now let's talk about this Nuggets game, man. The Nuggets steal one from the Clippers, and really it was because their defensive intensity in the first three quarters, and the Clippers, James Harden and Kawhi Leonard were struggling for those three quarters. James Harden through three was struggling. It was a -5 in the first, a -18 in the third, and Kawhi Leonard also was struggling in those three quarters. A -7 in the first, a -14 in the third. The third quarter is where the Nuggets made their big time run. A bit of a scuffle broke out because James Harden got upset at a foul by Christian Brown, which really just looked like a regular foul. I mean, it wasn't really even anything like crazy about it. But James didn't like it. He was frustrated. Christian Brown was hounding him the whole game. He was bad for most of the game. But I got to give the Clippers credit for not rolling over and dying, because in the fourth, everybody came alive, and that's where they made the biggest run. The Nuggets were up by 20 points and almost blew this game. The Clippers go on a 25-7 run in the fourth quarter, and I was locked and loaded, man. I was locked and loaded, ready to talk some good old James Harden chokes in the playoffs trash, and him and Kawhi Leonard in the fourth quarter went bonkers, which was the reason for that 25-7 run. There's Harden with 7 points in the fourth, a +18. Kawhi Leonard in the fourth was another +18 with 10 points, so they combined for 17 in the fourth. Lots of other things go into that, but just like overall for me, obviously Harden and Kawhi Leonard have to lead the charge for the Clippers, and they were shitting the bed for three quarters. They turned it around in the fourth, made a massive run, brought them all the way back. NIkola Jokic, 36-21, and I said after last game, if he's not going to get help from Jamal Murray, who was 5 for 17 for 13 points, if he's not going to get help from Jamal Murray, and Michael Porter Jr. is what he is, he has to take more of a scoring responsibility on himself to drag the Denver Nuggets to victory, and that's what he did. 2 games ago he had 23, 14, and 14. I thought he was too passive when the Nuggets struggled to score the ball. This game he was a lot more assertive scoring-wise, taking big shots, not being that pass-first guy, and that's probably tough for him because he's a pass-first guy. He has a point guard's mentality. But in the fourth quarter, even after they blew that massive lead, he came up huge. He hit the 1-footed turnaround with like a couple seconds left in the game to put the Clippers up 2. Then you got Zubac with the putback on the other end that tied the game again. Then with no time on the clock, NIkola Jokic puts up a potential game winner, 1-footed step back, airballs it, and Aaron Gordon slams it back in for what is probably the closest buzzer beater in the history of the game. And ESPN had the angle that showed you clearly right here that the ball is out of his hands when the light goes on, and that's why it counted. That has to be the closest buzzer beater in history. It just has to be. You're talking about like a hundredth of a second from here, where his fingertip is on the ball, to here, where his fingertip is off the ball and the light is on. That has to be like a hundredth of a second. Really incredible ending to a great game to watch. And shout out to the Denver Nuggets for pulling it out after blowing a 20-point lead and letting the Clippers go on a 25-7 run, tie the series at 2-2. If I had to guess realistically who wins the series, I'm going with the Clippers. I don't see Kawhi and Harden struggling for three quarters for many more of these games. Like, if they just have a good second quarter, if they just have a good first quarter, this game doesn't go down to the final possession. So sadly for my bracket, I think the Clippers are going to win this series, but great game to watch, man. It was a great game to watch. Now, the next thing I wanted to say was that my probably worst pick of all time was the Houston Rockets over the Golden State Warriors in the first round. And it is because of kind of what I've been saying about why I think OKC, I don't have OKC going all the way because I think they're inexperienced, but they still have more of a experienced scoring punch in SGA than the Rockets do. The Rockets are really inexperienced, great defensive team, great hustle team, great size, athleticism, all of that, but they don't have a dog superstar that can give you 35 when you need it. They really need Jalen Green to be that guy, and he's just not that guy. Maybe the most inconsistent player I have ever seen is Jalen Green, and he's only 23 years old, and that's the Rockets' problem. Maybe in a couple of years, Jalen Green, grows into that player that can give you 30, 40 points in a big-time playoff situation when you need it. It's the only reason they won Game 2. But look at Jalen Green in his past. Like, first of all, in 3 games so far, he has 7, 38, and 9. And I had a Rockets fan reply to me on Twitter and said that's what Jalen Green does. He's either hot or he completely disappears. Again, very young player, but he doesn't seem mentally ready for this big stage. And he even admitted after Game 1 that he was nervous and his legs were shaking and stuff like that. So if the player that you need to drop 30 for you to have a chance to win is admitting that he's nervous and his legs are shaking, you are cooked. Not just him. I mean, Şengün didn't show up in crunch time. Fred VanVleet had 13 points in the first quarter and had 4 points the rest of the way. I think the Rockets are deeper as far as just the amount of players they can throw at you, and as especially defensively. When you talk about offensively and scoring wise, they don't have a dog. They don't have a superstar. The Rockets need this. If the Rockets this offseason somehow, they were thinking about, they were trying to trade Jalen Green last offseason, right? If the Rockets find a way to land, say, a Kevin Durant or somebody like that, they could turn into a championship contender quickly, but just not enough, man. Fred VanVleet had 13 points in the first quarter, finishes with 17. I mean, it can't be Jalen Green. It can't be Jalen Green. He's not going to get it done. A funny thing is that Draymond Green told Jalen Green to go paint his nails after the game right there. There's a little, go paint your nails. And Jalen Green didn't like that too much. Not that painting your nails means anything, because Jared McCain paints his nails, and that kid is a bucket. And Jalen Green probably shouldn't have said this after having 9 points in a playoff game, but he said that here's what he said about Draymond Green.
Just talking. you know, he can't really do much of anything else. So talking his only way.
Bro, you had 9 points. And you're going to say he can't really do much else. All you can do is talk. I've never seen a player drop 7, 38, and then 9. Jalen Green might be the actual Michael Jordan of Tobias Harris's. Yeah, we got Knicks Pistons at 1 p.m. coming up here. That's a big one for me because, number one, I hate the New York Knicks. I picked the Pistons over the Knicks. I want to say thank you to Knicks fans for running my videos up every time I talk about the Knicks because, I don't know if you guys know how, engagement works and how the YouTube algorithm works, but when I get 1,000 comments on a video, it pushes it out to more people and I get more and more views and I make more and more money on ad revenue. So your guys' hate for the things that I say about Jalen Brunson is literally putting money into my bank account because you can't help it. It makes you so mad that you can't ignore the video. You have to click on it, and you can't help yourself but to comment and tell me that I'm the worst sportscaster in the history of the world or something, while I'm literally using you to pay my bills. I love you guys, man. Even if you hate me, I love you right back. Yeah, go Pistons, man. I'll talk to you guys soon. Peace.